Alright, we're gonna roll with this. As you can see, the SLI indicator, before it actually gets into any of the game rendering at the main menu, that it's about, I don't know, half, I would say, usage. But as soon as it starts loading into the main menu or having to render anything, I mean, it's horrible. So I'll pause this, load up into the world, and show you the difference here. Okay, so as you see, we're loaded up into the world now, and the frame rates are atrocious. We're getting amazing 13 all the way down to 11 frames a second, and that's with really not a whole lot going on. So I'm just gonna, yeah, and if you look at the SLI utilization, it's not good. So I'm gonna just say that the game, of course, being in beta, I'm not surprised. The SLI profile probably just is not optimized at this point. So I will go out, I will load up the NVIDIA profile and tell it to only use a single GPU, and then you can see what the difference is. Okay, we're back. As you can see, I mean, even in the menu, we're not getting the drops they were saying. We're almost running at 55 frames a second. So I will pause it, load up the world, run around, and you can see the difference again. Now, I do need to apologize because in the last video I just went and looked at, as it rendered it, that the SLI profile indicator is not visible when I'm recording with Bandicam. So you can actually see what the utilization was, but it was below a fourth usage. So we'll just have to kind of go off of that. Okay, now that we're loaded up, you can see that the frame rates are somewhat playable. This is also with me recording, but you know, we get upwards to 52 frames a second, about 40 on average when moving around. But it's definitely more playable than, you know, 16 frames a second. That's just, you can't play. Bottom line is, it just shows me that with it being a beta, that the SLI profile is indeed not optimized yet. Even though it is built into the game, they do have one in there. It's just not been, you know, utilized to run well. Games like the remake of Tomb Raider, not the newest one, but the one before that, 2013 release, some of the games see a pretty big improvement with SLI enabled, and some, if the profile isn't done right, you'll get worse performance. So it's kind of a hit and miss on what the developers put their time into. So overall, with a recommendation from me, I would say my setup, I already had a 970. I bought a used 970 for the second, and so it was an economical move for me. However, if you've got the money to just go with a higher end single GPU, even a used one, that'll usually give you good results, because with SLI you are bargaining. The developers did put time into optimizing that SLI profile. So I think when the new cards from NVIDIA come out, I'll kind of keep an eye on those, and with Pascal and everything, and I might just sell my two 970s and go back to just high-end single GPU. But in the meantime, I'm just going to keep my current setup and what I've got, and then hopefully, you know, the games that I play will just be optimized for it. And so far, like, I haven't ran into too many problems, but there were a few games, like older games. I think Guild Wars 2 was one that I just went back and played for the hell of it. Not optimized for SLI. Even though the profile is there, the SLI profile is not optimized. It runs much better, much like this game, better on when you tell it to use just a single GPU. So that's about it, and hopefully this was helpful. And don't forget to subscribe, and then you can also check out my games and hardware list playlists to particularly see only when I upload computer or gaming clips. But thanks for watching.